So welcome to the Natural Balance Masterclass. This is I believe it's number 5, and these have been reoccurring every Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. Tonight, I welcome you, Cheryl, and I welcome Neal, and I welcome God into the space. I'd like to start with a prayer, and I'm interested if you would like to share a prayer, Cheryl.
Well, all right, let's drop from our minds into our hearts for a brief second and say that the natural balance that we've come here to discuss is often like the waves of the ocean that sometimes come crashing down, sometimes make a beautiful curve for us to do a little water playing in, and other times are just calm where we can lie there and just enjoy the sunshine and how beautiful it is. So, as I think about natural balance, I think about um, how I'd like it if our hearts were calm and our minds were calmer, and that we were able to discuss this topic in a beautiful way, so that we all go away from here feeling refreshed and balanced. And I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. So what natural balance is for and about it literally is for cultivating balance and cooperation inside of our physical bodies, spiritually, mentally, as well as physical cooperation, so that we see balance and cooperation reflected outside of us. Prior to this class, I was at a men's circle where we were communicating about channels and lines and the relevance of them and how they show up in our lives. And so I put a piece in which was the channels and lines, and I'm going to touch more on that. But before I go to that, another aspect of natural balance is a balanced and cooperative person is a healed person. And what natural balance defines as a healed person is someone who's experiencing oneness most of the time. So just in your everyday life, you're seeing the oneness, but you're also literally feeling the feeling of immense gratitude. Like wow, like I am that other person. I am this table. I am these walls. I'm all of it, and I'm here in form, expressing the all that I am. So that's the oneness. That's the healed person. And with this concept of channels and lines, it's part of our inner natural balance. And my intuition tells me that the only reason we become unbalanced is to regain balance. So part of that is when we're just all flow, when we're just all just water and we don't have any structure, that's unbalanced. It's just chaos all over the place, water all over the place, whatever the thing may be. And so the channel comes in to direct that flow, to direct the focus, so that we actually bring balance into our being inside of us, to where I got all this inspiration, I have all this flow, and now I have a mind map. Now I have a list. Now I have a men's group. Now I have a woman's group, a channel to go express this inspiration, to express this flow. So how this is going to end tonight is we're gonna dial in exactly what a perfect day in our absolute highest life would look like. So that's how we're gonna complete this class. But by the time this class is over, we're gonna have that completely dialed in. And I'm gonna start by asking a question of, um, and this is a question to engage in conversation, and the question is, uh, what if your soul had a say, and I'm declaring that it does, then according to your soul, what does a perfect day look like in Cheryl Thomas's life? And just feel into this for a moment, and I'm going to share what a perfect day looks like in Neal's life while you're feeling into it, and then I'm going to invite you to share also. So I didn't write anything prior to this. This is literally coming straight from the tap, straight from the heart. Uh, and what a I've done this exercise before, and I've found it super powerful. And I've actually lived my perfect day that I wrote and then spoke at an Awakened Life Live. I've lived it here at the village. So I know the power that this exercise has for us to actually step into that experience. And what my perfect day used to look like, it now looks different than that. And what it looks like now is I'm living on Grace 2. So the 50-acre property that's just super expansive. Like, it's got jungle around the sides, but it's a lot of like cow pasture. So I'm living there, and I'm living in a circular home. So it's a round home that has a dome on the top, and I'm pretty sure at this point that it also has an upstairs, possibly with a like a porch where you can like look out over the land, but then it's also got a roof over it, so that you can be there in the rain or whatever. So it's a round home. It's got an upstairs, and I wake up there, and uh, my wife is preparing, starts to prepare food. And at the same time that's happening, I'm starting a fire, which is in the home. Um, and once the fire is made, I uh, go to the river, which is like a mile away, and I walk or run or jog or whatever there. I swim, I come back, I eat breakfast with my family, and then after that, it's still like pretty daylight, or not daylight. It's like pretty like just becoming daylight. So we've already eaten breakfast as the sun's coming in. And now I go outside and I sun gaze for like 2 hours, maybe more. Um, I just meditate. That's how I start my day. And then from there, it's like around noon. So I eat lunch, and then after lunch, there's people that show up to express body movement, and I facilitate a body movement class. So that happens like 3 times a week, and I'm going to include that into my perfect day. It's not something that's happening every day, but this is one of the perfect ones. Uh, and so now so it's after lunch. I'm expressing this body movement, and and then we just do that, goes for like 2 or 3 hours, and then after that, I'm tending to gardens, and just seeing what plant aspects are around, and seeing what can be done with the land, what can be done with the plants, trees that can be pruned or maintained. That's all in like the afternoon or the evening. Then I eat dinner, and after dinner we uh, read the Bible, we have music, um, and it's my wife and I. But often there's other people there. There's just there's an abundance of neighbors. So it seems like I have a lot of alone time, but there's also company always available and always welcome. Uh, so that's a consistent thing. And then after that, I go to bed and thank God for the amazing things during the day, and I thank Him for the moment and the amazing things for the next day, and then I sleep. That's my perfect day. And I would love to hear your show.
Okay. Well, let's see. I think any day that I wake up is a perfect day. Uh, you'll get to that point in life. Um, and so, uh, how I like to wake up. Okay, so it's kind of wintertime here. So I'll go for a wintertime thought. So I like to wake up, and I'm always grateful to wake up and ask what good things I get to do for the day and to offer to have my hands and feet be God's hands and feet on earth for the day. Then I get up and I make a cup of tea or coffee and check in with my people, which is another way of saying I do actually do my computer things. And I enjoy to do that because I have a lot of people in my life that I like to connect with because some for my own edification and many because I know they're lonely and they need a little morning acknowledgement that somebody cares about them. Then I often, and I like doing this, so I'm going to make this in my perfect day, go to yoga for an hour or an hour and a half. And then I think I'll go downtown instead of coming straight home, see who I can share time with, depending on who it is that I see, because I've lived here since the 90s. It could be almost anyone, and almost everyone requires a hug. And there's often somebody that'll go out for coffee or need some sort of um, conversation happening with them. And then I like to come home again and just do some work around the house, or because I say it's snowing, there's nothing nicer than shoveling a little snow or getting out your cross country skis, going out for a ski. Uh, so those are wintertime things that I like to do. And seeing as how it's getting to me my perfect day, I think I'll pop myself over to our daughter's place and I'll hang out with the animals for a while because I really like to hang out with the animals. They love me. They recognize my voice, and the dogs all come running for their treats that I keep in the car. And the goats like the dogs' treats too, so I scratch them and give them a treat. And then um, I'll toss out my scraps to the other animals, uh, chickens, and if they're in the mood to get caught, I'll pick one or two of them up and give them a pat and kiss them, although they don't like that. And then after having some time chatting with the family that's there, could be the great grandkids, which is always a pleasure, and or just my daughter might just be the only one there. And then I think I'll come home and, on the perfect day, which is what's happening right now, my husband's making dinner, so I'll enjoy dinner. And then I'll probably do some other volunteer work in the community in the evening, go to a meeting or um, in some manner uh, do those kinds of community event things uh, or attend a function. And then this is the part that I don't really think is perfect, but I do it anyways because otherwise you put it off until tomorrow. You type out the notes for whatever you're responsible for and press send to get rid of them. And then I'll hang out Well, if it's 7 o'clock, from 7 till 8, my husband and I sit around watching um, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, which we pretty well know all the answers to now, and are pretty sure they're going to phone us up and tell us they want us to be contestants one day. And then, and then, uh, and then it's nighttime, and so then it's just a matter of either reading a book or um, sitting in the bedroom with a candle going, or in some manner just reviewing the day um, to see how it's gone and reflect on it a bit. That's my perfect day.
Amazing. Is there more you want to speak to on like the emotion that this brought up in you, or just anything you want to share?
Just gratefulness to have so many people in my life. I know that uh, I often get a little grin out of it when people are with me, and you're driving down the road, you're waving to almost every vehicle because you know them. You go to the grocery store, and if you want to get home within the hour, you tell somebody else to go and get the milk for you because you know that it's going to be a lot of conversations going up and down. So, what kind of emotions do those bring up in me? I'm very grateful to have um, the ability to walk, the ability to talk, the gas in the car to be able to go and do those kinds of things. It's such a it's such a beautiful thing to be able to interact with everything. And I love to watch the clouds. Um, I love to watch the birds in the sky. Those as you go along, there's all those beautiful things to see. And then, of course, I'm nearly always working on either the Ho'oponopono or anything like that because I'm very bad at electronics. Can't even make the radio work in the car. But I've got that thing where you push the seat button and it warms up your butt. I've got that one down pat. Uh, and uh, and yeah, so how do I feel? Generally in my life, I get a lot of beautiful things happening in my life and my brain, and then every once in a while I come up with that T-shirt that says you can't fix stupid. So then there's frustration that goes along with that. But because of Earth Waking, I am much better at saying, oh well, you really can't fix stupid. And sometimes it's better to just keep your mouth shut than it is to offer your advice because people have their own opinions and most people aren't really willing to change, or to even hear
Yes.
that there could be change. So those
Mhm.
are the frustrating parts. But like I say, it's kind of like a little wave that goes on throughout throughout the day. So no, I'm not ever super depressed and or um, exuberantly happy when I think about it. Like I just sort of have little waves going on in life. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing what your emotional ride is like.
hmm Well, today I had a little bit of a blow. Another one of my friends blew himself up, and those things are. He wasn't my friend so much as his wife, right? And so those are emotional things that are so heavy on my heart because I hate to know that there are people in the neighborhood that are so depressed that they'd rather end their lives in that horrible way than to just even, I don't know, ask for MAID, which is medically assisted dying here in Canada. We're managing to kill off a lot of people with that, but it's a lot less messy than blowing your head off. So I guess if you want to go, then those are things that make me sad and I allow to wear on my heart a lot. Probably because I I wish and hope that there was people that others felt that they could talk to. And I think that
Exactly.
yeah, one reason why I go out and just be in the road so that people will have at least one person in their life that'll smile at them and say hello that day. And I've often heard that that could make all the difference between life and misery. Yeah.
It has for me. I've experienced it when I've been in the shit, and like somebody smiles at me and I'm like, what the fuck are you smiling at? Like I'm feeling all shitty. Like, but it was that was like, wow, they're not feeling shitty even though I'm feeling shitty. Like, maybe I can choose something else. So it I have experienced it having an impact on me personally.
Wow.
Um, I heard something that you shared about the Ho'oponopono. I did something tonight that I've never done before, where I actually Ho'oponoponoed myself, uh, and just forgave myself and thanked myself and loved myself, and it was a powerful experience. Like I think I'm gonna do it more.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
I don't. It just unfolded naturally. Like I started because I was like, wow, recently I haven't really been telling myself that I love myself that much. So I started telling myself I love myself, and then it just unfolded into the I forgive you and thank you and I love you.
It,
So that was one piece. So I want to do an exercise now. So we have this like mental mind map or this construction of what our perfect day is like, but it's just in the ethereals right now. So with this exercise, we're going to bring it more concrete to where we're actually going to put it on paper and bring it into the physicality. So let's take till 5:44. So it's like 11 minutes. Um, it'll be different your time, but we'll take like 11 minutes till 44 and write on paper um, exactly and precisely what our perfect day is and how we go about it and who we interact with. What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What are we touching in our perfect day? What are we seeing? What are we feeling? What's the environment like? What's our degree of presence? And any other aspects you want to add to it. So just really outlining our perfect day that's somewhere in the futures that we can step into. And we'll start that right now and we'll go till 5:44. We have 3 minutes left.
Okay. Make that 5 minutes. Just a second. Hey, Sandy. Good. Yeah, I had a beautiful time. Yeah. Okie dokie. I love checks. That way we have them. Yeah. So how about if I stop by tomorrow morning? I'm going over that way anyways. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Cindy wants me to meet her at 11 at the gift shop. So that's okay. If there's vehicles in front of it, stop there. I'll have it all with me. $415. Yeah. Okie dokie. Perfect. We'll see you tomorrow then. She said to meet her at 11. So yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
All right, we're we're 1 minute over. Do you want more time, or do you got it
Oh
dialed
no.
in?
Oh no. I finished before I answered my phone.
Amazing. Do you want to read yours first, or do you want me to read mine first, or do you want to read yours at all? Hmm.
This is my perfect day. At 6 a.m., I wake up naturally, stretching and taking time to be grateful and thank the Creator for the privilege of being alive, offering my body, hands, and feet for good work. After coffee and a computer check in, I like to chat with a local elder while making and serving breakfast to Jim and then to myself. After getting dressed, I'll go and do some housework and then go to exercise class, followed by meeting and chatting with friends, maybe shopping or going for a walk or doing whatever happens because I love to be spontaneous and free. Uh, then in the afternoon, I'll work out in the yard because now all of a sudden it's summertime. I might decide to build um, a huge compost pile because I like layering things. And then after that, I'm going to visit with the family. Indeed, anything to do with family is number one. So they're all in the neighborhood, so I can easily get to them. Oh, hi, Noel. And then I'm going to do some baking. Perhaps I'll spend time organizing for this tomorrow, because right now um, I'm going to do a Zoom and a, perhaps maybe even a breakthrough. I love Zooms. I used to hate them. Now I love them. I love to, yeah, I love it when Jim cooks, so that I'm going to enjoy a good meal together, and then we're going to watch our two TV shows. Um, and then it's evening. And so this evening, I think I'd like to take a nice leisurely long bath and spend time writing in my journal and reading my Bible before I go to sleep. There, that's my perfect day.
Um, thank you. Welcome, Noel.
Thank you very much. I forgot, and then I said, "Oh, I got 15 minutes left. I'm going to be a fly on the wall because I have been wanting to show up." There was one meeting after another, and then I was helping out in the kitchen and just lost my time here. So anyway,
So just you're here, so just be sure and include yourself fully. And we're at the wrapping up stage of an exercise where we first verbalized our perfect day, and then we've actually wrote it, and now we're verbalizing it again. So this is something you feel you can do while I'm talking about my perfect day, like go for it. I highly invite you to outline your perfect day. And if not, just hang out, include yourself fully, and yeah, here we are.
okay.
And what I'm gonna do now is read the perfect day that I wrote. Um, so the location is Grace 2, and I wake up and I hear crickets and cicadas, and I'm looking at like wooden roof beams, and the roof is made of a mixture of wood and plastic and bamboo. I smell wood smoke from the night before. My body and hair are clean, and my hair smells like shampooed ginger. Uh, First is a prayer as a thank you practice. I was just like waking up and giving thanks for waking up, giving thanks for breathing, giving thanks for a home and for family and community and purpose and food, and just giving thanks. So praying with gratitude. Then stepping out of bed and preparing a fire. And I see this being so this is my perfect day. So I'm creating a fire, and at the same time as I'm creating a fire, my wife is preparing breakfast. Um, and after the fire is created, I jog to the river and I swim. Uh, so I like so I'm now swimming, and after I swim, and this is all occurring when it's still dark out, so it might be like 4:30 or 5, but it's like really early. Um, and so I then walk home to our home as well as to breakfast, and I thank God for breakfast, and we eat together as we're sitting by the fire, and after that, we clean all the dishes and step outside fully present. And we go into meditation, and we meditate for like 3 hours. And this is like a sun gazing. So right now is when the sun's just coming up. So like I've already eaten breakfast when it was dark. Now when the sun's coming up, I'm being fully present and meditating with the day. Uh, so this lasts for 3 hours, and then feeling grateful, present, refreshed. We as a family, so I'm speaking into existence a family, uh, eat lunch that is fresh from our garden. Uh, Next, people after lunch, like food's all put away, and people are arriving for a body movement class, which I express after lunch, and my entire family joins for like an hour, but then they leave and they do like gardening things just around their home, and I'm still sharing the body movement for like another hour, possibly two. But I visualize like a 2 hour body movement class, and then those people leave, and once the body movement people have left, the students, the apprentices, then that's when I garden. I spend the rest of the afternoon and evening gardening, maintaining trees, pruning trees, mulching gardens, planting food, and just maintaining the food that's already there. And then I'm feeling love and gratitude, like for the day, for the moment, and I eat dinner. So it's now dark. I'm outside while it's daylight, but it's now dark. So now inside. I eat dinner, and then from that point, it's just a matter of reading, reading the Bible, praying to God, connecting with the family, playing music. The evening's just like it's a relaxed time for introspection as well as self-expression. So if somebody wants to go inwards at that time, they're doing their thing. If somebody wants to share music, they're doing their thing. So it's just it's introspection and a self-expression time in the evening, and then I go to sleep, and that's my perfect day. Welcome, Mervin. So do you have a perfect day outline, Noel, that you would like to share, or where are you at with that?
I didn't write it down. I listened to yours and I got some ideas, so I can do a real quick little sketch.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that you created a partner for yourself, so I think I will take advantage of that one and just have a connection with somebody that feels like my king, a special relationship that is not special so much to us, but that we are holding hands while we are trying to fulfill our purpose on earth. So that would be a beautiful feature. I love the idea of water. So a perfect day would involve, being by a river or the ocean. And I love the idea of gratitude. I love the idea of some combined, time being in gratitude, meditating, something along those lines. I love the peace work stuff, so I would love community building. Somehow, I have a sense that I might be. Hello, Mervin. Nice to see your face. Are you related to Neal and Dennis?
Yeah, I am.
I love your brothers if they're brothers, or cousins if they're cousins, or anyway. And so where was I? Oh, yeah, some possible travel to go somewhere to assist with community building, but just I love community building kind of activities, so that would be a beautiful piece of the day. So not quite so detailed, but that's a thumbnail that I would love to have. It just presence and gratitude, those two things as main features.
Amazing. I got an alarm going off. I'm gonna turn it off. And I want to invite you, Mervin. Like you were here earlier, but then you disappeared, and now you're here again.
I was on the road. Sorry about that. I
It's
forgot that I had
perfect.
tuned in.
So we have 5 minutes left, and I want to invite you, Mervin, if you were to visualize your perfect day, what it smelled like, what it tastes like, what it what are you touching when you're in your perfect day? What are you seeing? What's the feelings that you're feeling when you're in it? What environment are you in? And to what degree of presence are you bringing into that environment? And if you feel called to share that with us, like I invite you to do that. And if I'm going to give you 3 minutes, so if you think you can do it in 3 minutes, go for it. And if you want to pass, whatever, it's perfect.
I'll pass for now. Right now, I can't. The perfect taste would be a steak, and then I don't know. My perfect day would just be I never even really thought about that. I need to think about it. I'll think on that.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what I'm gonna invite now, so we have our perfect day outlined. And now that it's outlined, it's something tangible, it's something we can see, it's something we can focus on. So from this place, let's take 1 minute and feel into an action step that we can take in the direction of our perfect day. This can be micro, this can be macro. So you can have as big of a action step as you want to take. You can have as small of an action step as you want to take. This can be something spiritually. So this could be like reading something like spiritual text to grow you on a soul level. This can be something mentally where you take an action steps to affect your cognitive abilities because somehow that plays into your perfect day. This can be something physical, to where it's something with the physical body, an action step, to where it contributes to your personal perfect day. And it can be anything other than what I just shared. So just take like let's take like 30 seconds and then we'll do like a popcorn share. One moment. I'm on a call and I'll be done in like 3 minutes. All right, I got one. I'm really inspired about this one. So my action step is to actually choose the land where I'm to build my home on the Grace 2 property. So like the land is there, but I don't know where I'm gonna live at on that land. So my action step is to actually dial in where I'll be living at on that piece of property. Because it's right now it's undetermined. And it's a pretty big step for me actually. And it's just a matter of going there and looking at the property, and it this is not going to be an instantaneous decision. I'm just saying that, but that's my action step. What do you got, Noel?
I thought I would, I've been for another purpose writing things I'm grateful for every day. So I thought I would add to my list things that I see in that perfect day that I'm grateful, and just sort of make a little practice out of, if this is your will, this is, I would love to see this unfold. Thank you very much. Just a little written gratitude and feel into the feeling of having accomplish some of these things that I would like to accomplish, like presence, like a partner that is surrendered, etc. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cheryl, what do you got?
So I think because I was talking about layering, that got me to thinking about how in a couple of years we have to move out of our large house into a very small confined area. So I think I'm going to layer a bunch of things into boxes and take them to the thrift store.
Amazing. So I know, Mervin, you didn't speak to a perfect day, but if you were to imagine a perfect day, do you think you can speak to an action step that could take you like a step towards that visualization?
Yeah, let go of some things.
Oh,
Let go.
All right.
I
So what things are you letting go of?
everything. Like just baggage that I'm carrying along. I mean, stuff that I'm carrying along that needs to go. I mean, I can't, you know, I'm not sure.
Well, you're being okay. So you're being really general right now, and I want to like be really specific. So, like, what's
Okay, yeah,
one specific thing that you could let go of, and that you actually decide right now that you will? Like, it's your action step.
probably raising dogs, raising puppies, letting go of my dogs.
Is that and what does that do for you?
Making money.
Well, okay, yes, and you're letting it go. So why are you choosing to let it go? Like, when you let it go, what does that do for you?
Frees me up a little bit more.
Like it's taking like time and energy, or how so? Okay,
And
amazing.
you gotta like, so it's a lot of time consuming. So yeah, that's the main thing right now.
So letting go of the dogs and embracing more time for what?
Family.
Amazing. Uh, all right, I'm declaring this complete. Thank you, Mervin, for showing up really late and including yourself fully. Uh, Same with you, Noel. Like you showed up late and you still included yourself. Thank you, Cheryl, for being here. I trust that each of you has received value from being here, and I want to share. I had homework from last week's class, and it was to create a physical event. And what I created was a cacao. So like drinking chocolate. So it's literally a warm chocolate that you drink, with an ecstatic dance included. So you have dance music and a cacao drink. And this is happening on December 26th. It's free, so you can just show up. It's only available physically, and the location is going to be by the Rancho pool area here physically in the village. It's on
Come
December
on, Cheryl.
26th.
Come on, Mervin.
It's on December 26th, and the time is at 9 o'clock a.m. So I just want to put that out there. Um, I love you, Cheryl. I love you, Noel. I love you, Mervin. I love you, Neal. We
I
don't love
love you,
ourselves
Neil,
enough.
too.
So
Thank you for doing
uh,
this wonderful thing.
I love all of you. Thank you for being here. Your difference makes a difference. And with that, this is complete. Peace.
There.
Thank you, Neil.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Neil. I'm glad I
You're
was able
welcome.
to check in. And hi to the new Mervin. I'm Cheryl from Canada. And yes, Noel, I hear all of you folks. One day I'll show up. Take care.
You'll get
Love
very
you.
All right. Good night.
good
Good
night.
night.